Customer Voice includes integration with Power Platform to enable you to create Power BI dashboard based on survey response and customer records in your business application system. In this video, I'm going to walk you through creating Power BI dashboard using customer feedback example as described in Chapter 7 of Working with Microsoft Forms and Customer Voice book. For this example, the customer feedback project has a single survey which includes a Net Promoter Score or NPS, which is mapped to a satisfaction metric. The survey is sent to bank customers in Dynamics 365. Each customer contact has branch information and each branch has a region associated with the location. We will create a Power BI dashboard that calculates NPS score from each region and branch, as well as scores from key driver questions in the survey and their detailed answers. Selecting a branch filters the dashboard to the score for that particular branch. For this demo, I'm going to use the customer feedback PBIX template that you can download from GitHub at customervoice/PowerBI. When you download and open the file, you can find the formatted empty dashboard. You can start by getting data from a Dataverse. Customer Voice stores survey responses to your organization's Dataverse data storage location. Power BI has a new connector to Dataverse. However, at the time of this writing, the new Dataverse connector does not support multi-line text column type yet. Customer Voice use multi-line text when storing survey results. Therefore, to report the customer survey results, you will need to use the Common Data Service legacy connectors. When the Dataverse connector is updated to support the multi-line column type, then you can use the Dataverse connector. The first thing you need to connect is to specify environment URL. The URL is constructed by appending environment name that you can get from Customer Voice All Project View with a domain name. The domain name is associated with the region of your organization. You can look up the domain for your organization region from Power Platform documentation. Since my demo subscription is based out of North America, I'm going to append the environment name with .crm.dynamics.com that is associated with North America. The next step is to get the list of entities or tables. Customer Voice stores survey results in tables prefixed with MSFP. Select Project, Survey, Question, Satisfaction Metrics, and Survey Response. If you are not using Dynamics 365 to manage your customers' contact information, then those are all the tables you need to create Power BI dashboard for Customer Voice Survey. In our example, since the survey is connected to Dynamics 365, you can pull additional Dynamics 365 contact information. As we discussed in the book, the survey response is added as an activity to the contact, and the relationship between the contact to the activity is stored in a table called Activity Party. I will explain it a bit later on how these tables are related. For now, let's also get branch information related to the contact as well as the branch region information. After the data are downloaded, you need to do a little bit of data transformation. Open MSFP Survey Response menu option and select Edit Query. We're going to join this table with other tables using merge function and use a new query option. Join the survey response with MSFP_survey using MSFP_survey ID as the join column. Expand the survey table to include survey name and project. Name your new merge query result to survey response to make it easier for you to identify. The join table has many columns we do not need. To simplify, let's remove those columns by selecting only the columns we need using Choose Column function. Select Activity ID, which stores the unique record identifier for the survey response, question response lists that store the response from each question, and if you are using survey variable in your survey, then the variables is stored in embed context parameter field. Satisfaction matrix value stores the calculated satisfaction matrix score from your survey. The submit date stores the date when the survey was submitted, and finally the survey and project information from the survey table. Perform another merge query and connect with project table using the project ID as the join column. Expand the project table by bringing project name by selecting MSFP_name from the new join table. Filter the dataset using project name. As mentioned earlier, the survey includes NPS satisfaction matrix, which we would like to show in our dashboard. The satisfaction matrix value are stored in MSFP_satisfaction matrix value column. The satisfaction matrix stores the calculated results of the NPS question in a JSON format. You can use parse JSON function to extract the data and select expand to a new row option. Select ID and value from the parse result. You can then use pivot column functionality to transform the satisfaction matrix ID and value from rows to individual columns. Select the satisfaction matrix ID, then open pivot column function, then select satisfaction matrix value as the value column, and remember to select do not aggregate under the advanced option. The pivot then transform the satisfaction matrix ID and value rows into columns. The column appears as IDs, and to identify which satisfaction matrix ID it is mapped to, you can use the satisfaction matrix table. Let's rename the satisfaction matrix column name. The response to each question in the survey is stored in MSFP_question response list. Like satisfaction matrix values, the question response is stored in JSON format. Just like what we did before, you can use the parse JSON transformation to expand the question response to appear as its own rows. The question appear as IDs, and to get the question text, you can use the merge column function and merge the query with the MSFP_question using the source question identifier as the join column. Then extract the question text from the join table to get the text of the questions. After you get the question text, then you can use the pivot function to move the questions into separate columns. Select the question text column, then open pivot column transformation window, select questions, response list response as value, and make sure to select do not aggregate as aggregate value function. All questions and response are now appear as their own columns. One last transformation is on Activity Party. Activity Party table stores association between any type of activities related to a contact, including survey activities. For the survey response, the Activity Party stores also other type of information, and to avoid duplication, we need to filter the Activity Party to only include type =1. Let's close and apply the data transformation to the Power BI file. Before we can start creating the dashboard visualization, we need to create the relationship among the tables. To connect the tables, you can use the entity reference in Customer Voice documentation. Start with the survey response table. Remove the relationship with other tables and keep only the link to activity party. Create a link between the party ID from the activity party table to contact ID in the contact table. Finally, let's connect the contact to the bank branch and branch to region. After we have the data model completed, we need to create a measures for the satisfaction matrix. The NPS score is calculated based on the percent of promoter minus the percent of detractor. In order to do this, you need to create a DAX formula. When you are following the step on your own query, make sure to replace the field names such as survey response and NPS with your own table name and column name. The survey also contains Likert question type, and you can calculate score based on question response by creating a new column for each of the key driver. This is a simple function to replace the responses for the questions. For example, I can talk to a teller quickly with a number from 1 to 5. Repeat the steps for all of your other key driver questions. Now that we have all the columns we need, we are ready to create the dashboard. Drop the NPS score measures to the card control on the top of the dashboard. Select the region area and drop the region name, which you can rename to make it more user-friendly. Then add the NPS score measures on the table. Rename the branch name column and drop the name and NPS into the branch section of the dashboard. You can drop the key driver values from the new columns we created and drop the submit date to create the trend line. Finally, you can show the full answer from the survey by dropping the field to the table at the bottom of the page. Since the tables are related, you can filter the survey results by selecting the branch area and branch. With Customer Voice, you can create custom Power BI dashboard by connecting directly to the Dataverse in your organization. Since this is a live connection, you can use Power BI data refresh functionalities to get the latest survey results without you needing to export and import the data into different systems. This video is based on an example as described in Chapter 7 of Working with Microsoft Forms and Customer Voice book. To learn more about Customer Voice, please check out the rest of the book at ak.mls/customervoicebook. Thank you.